What's up, guys? Vince the Anomaly here with Shane.
What's up, guys?
And today we are going to be covering 5 different ways to attack the turtle guard or the turtle position. Now, what is the turtle position? It's something that you're going to see a lot in Jiu-Jitsu or MMA, so let's check it out. Our first attack here is going to be the most obvious. We're going to be using our hands to punch. Now again, I have this arm on this side because I'm controlling Shane. If I let go, he's going to be able to stand up, roll around, or fall to his side, get side control, or try to work his guard game. So I want to be controlling with this arm, and I'm going to be punching with this hand here. So I've got my weight on top of Shane. I'm punching, punching, punching. I can also hit right here to the ribs.
Ooh.
I can also go over if he's guarding this side really well. I can hammer fist on this ear. Again, as long as we hit the ear, it's legal, guys. So you can be touching just barely the back of his ear, but you're going to be hitting that spot where the equilibrium tends to go out. So it's a good strike for us to use on top and a legal strike. You can also be, depending on where his legs are, you can be punching a little bit lower on the bottom of the ribs, kind of by the kidneys. That's going to hurt. Oftentimes that's going to be covered based on your positioning. But again, it's a fight, so scrambles happen. When you're on top, just keep these punches coming. And if this guy just turtles up and stays here, the ref's going to call a TKO. Fight's over. For our second attack from this position, we're going to be using our elbows now. All right, I can be throwing elbows into the side like this. I can be coming across and elbowing this side of the head. Notice, while you do this, see how my weight is shifting? You want to make sure that Shane is under control, because if I'm leaning too far forward, I don't have good control over Shane, and I start to throw this strike, he's going to tripod up and I'm just going to fall off. So I want to make sure before I throw any of these strikes, my positioning is good. So if this feels like too much of a reach for you, you can also be elbowing here to the shoulder. You can't go 12-6. That's an illegal elbow in most MMA rule sets. But you want to put a little bit of curve on it, and that makes it completely legal. So I'm still starting from right here. I'm just putting a tiny bit of a curve, and the refs won't call that. I can even throw that same elbow down here to the thighs. Whoa. Give him a nice Charlie horse. That's not going to be fun for him, but it will be fun for the top position. So mess around with these elbows, guys, and be sure on that far side one that we have good control of our opponent before we start throwing it. Now we're going to be working our knees from this position. So if Shane is turtled up and we're not punching, we're using our hands, we're not using our elbows. I can also be bringing my knee into his body here. So by keeping my weight on top of Shane, by keeping his hips nice and tight, I'm basically just clearing out some space here so I can throw my knee right to the ribs. That's going to suck. I can throw it to the shoulder. Just be careful that he doesn't pull his arms back and wiggle his head, because that's going to be illegal if we're going knee to head from this down position. Now, you also see GSP finish Matt Serra back in the day. He actually just posted up here. Matt's on the ground. I have both of my hands on top of Shane, so he can't just stand up. Usually at this point, this guy's pretty dead if he's just staying down there anyways. So land a few of these knees to the ribs, and that's going to be game over. So be sure to add your knees into these strikes.
Oh, scary.
Now we're going to go back to punching, but we're going to work it from a little bit of a different position here. So instead of staying down on top of Shane, don't forget that we can physically just post on top of Shane's head here. I'm going right over his neck, right on the back of that part of the head that sticks out right here. And I'm going to stand up. We worked this a lot at Fight Science for my coach Ian Harris. He showed this one to me. Make sure you're stiff arming that head down. And from here, I can start to work my strikes here. I can throw to the back here in the kidneys. But from this position, I'm making sure to keep Shane's forehead pinned to the ground, and I'm throwing strikes. And again, if this guy's ready to go out, he's just going to stay there and the ref's going to call it. Otherwise, he's going to try to scramble, and then we can work from there. It's also a good one if you guys are strikers and you don't really want to grapple that much. If you have your person down here in turtle, they may be dangerous enough to spin around, turn, get their guard back. We don't want that to happen, so I'm going to post that head up. I'm back on my feet where I want to be, and I can still land some strikes, get some points, and land some damaging blows there. And now for the most brutal of strikes, we are going to post up again.
Change sports.
And yep, we're going to be soccer kicking over here. So again, we got to be careful with the head here. If you are going to soccer kick someone, I wouldn't even aim for their shoulder. I'd be aiming for the ribs, because if you kick the head, at least in the UFC, that's illegal. In other fight promotions, depending on which one you go to, you can actually soccer kick the head, which is obviously going to hurt, and it's basically going to knock someone out. If you don't believe me, check out some of those old Pride videos. But once we post up over here, guys, really, soccer kick. Not much to explain. I'm just going to throw this leg through, shin right to these ribs, and I'm going to rip them as hard as I can. You can get so much force behind these kicks, guys. It's really not fun for the person on the bottom. And if you guys do these, again, just be careful of the head. But a great option, especially if you feel like this guy's not going to do anything. If you feel like he's not going to get up and he's just content to stay down there and stay turtled up, post up, side kick to the ribs, fight's over. So there it is, guys. 5 different ways to attack the turtle position. Remember to mix it up. You know, you don't just need to use those hands, use your elbows, use your knees. Do everything you can to put your opponent out. And be sure to stick around, man. Next week, we're going to be covering one of the slickest submissions and finishes from that position. So stay tuned.
Yeah, you guys are going to like that one. Very slick crucifix. Once you get in that position, or once you get your opponent in that position, you pretty much got him. So you guys are going to like that one. Until then, though, be sure to follow Vince's Instagram. Link is in the description below. This man is my favorite fighter to watch right now. It's going to be yours, too. And be sure to subscribe to get the fight tips before your opponent does. Until then, I'm Shane.
It's the Anomaly.
Fight tips for the underdogs.